Hey, welcome to my garage, and today we have a special guest, Alex,
What up?
in the infamous trophy cart, aka the loudest vehicle at Little Sahara and, well, anywhere else we go. It's the loudest vehicle. It's right up there with open header V8.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so if you guys remember in our video to the dunes, she decided to go. Yeah, she decided to go zero compression on us.
Something popped. What? Something popped.
Try to start it. She had a week of hard running though.
Yeah. I gave it all it had and just said, nope, that's enough.
That was what, Thursday on our trip it decided to eat it, or Friday?
Thursday or Friday, I can't remember.
We left Saturday.
We got it on camera,
So I'm pretty sure it was that Friday at the end of the week.
Yeah.
So this thing had been out there for 7 days already at that point.
so yeah. It was
7
really
days
good.
of ripping.
And it was really good. Turning lots of heads.
Yeah. Yeah, well, dude, this thing turns heads for sure. It is unique. It's fun. Jump's great, we found out. She just needs a little bit more HP, especially now that it's,
Got zero.
yeah. It's got the power of the starter, and that's it.
Yeah.
Turns over real easy.
Too easy. Way too easy.
So that's the weird thing. So what happened was he was cruising the dunes. I was actually behind him in my Wildcat, and we were carving dunes, and he came off a dune. He was getting ready to downshift to pick up speed, and it shut off. And he was about halfway in the rev range. He wasn't floored yet, and it.
Yeah, it was wild. It just quit, and it was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
it's a wicked backfire. And then when it stopped, I tried to start it, and instead of going, whoa, whoa, blah, it went, wee, 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 wee. I'm like, oh, that's spinning way too fast.
Yeah.
We gotta check something out.
So this is a 450 Sport Quad engine, right?
Yes.
It's a Hyosung
Hyosung TE 450S Rapier. I don't know. Runs good.
It's pretty high compression,
Yeah.
so it's always been hard for the starter to kick over. And I recently went through the valves on it and made sure that the valves were in spec, and they tested fine before our trip, but it doesn't mean we didn't have some problem. So we could have a tight valve, and it just is hanging the valve open enough that it can't close and build compression, or we have a broken valve, or possibly even
Or a broken spring. But I think it would.
dropped valve seat, to where the valve can't close. There's a couple things. We're going to try a couple different things today. Obviously, whatever the problem is, we're probably going to have to get parts
Oh yeah.
overnighted from Japan.
Unless
Korea.
Yeah. Unless it mysteriously just like, I have no idea. Fouled the plug, shot it out, but I checked it. And it's
You
still,
checked the spark plug and it's still in there, didn't pop it out?
Yeah, I pulled the cap off, it's still in there. I couldn't turn it or wiggle it, so I didn't put a wrench on it to see how tight it was. But
How funny would it be if that was the problem? You get in there?
I would be pleasantly surprised, but it
Happy.
still might get a upgrade.
Okay, so we'll talk about that for a second. Upgrade. What's the long-term plan for this no matter what? We get this thing running now, it's still going to get a what?
It's still getting a booster swap.
Yep.
So
And we've even gone as far to procuring a said Busa. However, it runs really good, and he's enjoying riding it right now. So
yeah, so if I find another donor Busa, like say without a title or been laid down on both sides, that would.
or not laid down on both sides, just
Or not, yeah, just another Busa.
somebody, for whatever reason it got totaled out, but the engine didn't get destroyed.
It doesn't have 1,000,000 miles on it.
Right. So yeah, I mean
There's options.
the Busa engine works for us the best in this application because it's got more torque than the 600s do, and it sits more upright in the chassis than the 600s do. So we're gonna have to lay it down. We don't want to lay it down or have to cut this car in half to elongate it for a different setup. So
I think it'll work out pretty good. It'll be a tight squeeze. We'll have to lengthen some things.
I'm thinking we'll move the motor back towards us.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of play in that regard, but yeah.
I think it'll work.
But for now,
And Busa's got parts everywhere.
and this doesn't really. Yeah,
Unless you order it and wait a month. It's like,
I kind of figured from the beginning we were going to end up having to change things as it aged because of parts availability, can't talk, are next to nothing on these trophy carts, and then the guy who makes them doesn't make them anymore.
you can still get stuff like sprockets and stuff like that from them, but anything engine component, you're ordering it.
Yeah.
So,
But the good news is this thing's really tough. What the chassis on it is chromoly steel. They did a very nice job welding on it. It's tough.
fully certified cage too, so they race them. So they got to
Yeah.
be certified.
There's a whole, well, there was a race series. Right now there isn't one, but there's been talks of another race series. So if there is a race series and they happen to come to the Midwest, if you leave at 450, we get to race it. You would tear up with this thing, dude. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I probably would be pretty good.
Well,
Just needs more power. More energy.
let's dig into it, I guess, and see what we find.
Sounds like a plan.
It was tight.
Yeah. Not like uber tight, but it was tight.
I mean, it's possible the spark plug failed.
Where would it have gone though?
No, like the guts can get blown out of them. It didn't come out, did it?
Nope.
I got fun pliers here. Here. There you go, homie. Save your fingers. Use the long nippers.
I stuck the socket back down in there. Surely it's out all the way.
I mean, they could have a lot of threads on them. It doesn't look like it's backing out anymore. Try pulling it out. Yep, you got it. Let's take a look at that baby.
Not horrible. It's also been sitting for a minute, so.
I mean, it runs a little rich, but it's not bad for carbureted. It's also not wet.
Right.
Okay. All right. Little update. We got the gas tank out of the way. We did a compression test, and the compression test showed nothing. 0 compression. Nothing was coming out of it at all, which is crazy. So our next test is going to be we're going to put an engine at top dead center, and I'm going to pipe air pressure into it, and we're going to listen to where it comes out. All right, top dead center. We're going to put some pressure into this.
Sounds like intake still.
Yep. Oh yeah. Okay, so that could just mean we have a tight intake valve. So we know that it's compression loss through valves, not piston.
Yeah, that's good news.
Next thing is we got to take the valve cover off. So we're going to go ahead and plug that side of the engine up for now.
Okay.
Put the plugs on, and I'm going to probably stick the spark plug back in there for a minute, and we're going to air off around the valve cover, and then pull the valve cover off, and we'll see. We could test the valve lash, and maybe by luck we've got a tight valve. And if we got a tight valve, we have to do shims. That's easy.
Yeah, I can handle that for sure.
Alrighty.
Then maybe I can use this motor in something else.
That's right. That's right. But until then, you get to drive it.
Yeah. Instead of push it, because
instead of having broken stuff.
It's not heavy, but it's not light when you're pushing it by yourself.
It's way more fun to drive it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Besides, we're trying to get a fall ride in. I don't think we're going to have it swapped before then.
No, but if it's something as easy as shimming it, that might be back quicker than we think.
Yep. All right, let's plug all these holes real quick and air things off again.
Cool.
All right. This must be the new design Bluetooth timing chain.
You can see it hanging out down there at the bottom.
That's where it's supposed to be, don't you know?
It's because it went Bluetooth mode.
Yeah. You push the button, Bluetooth, and it turned on the Bluetooth timing chain.
Just keep saying reconnecting.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah?
Why'd it break the timing chain?
Dude, I don't know.
So I've got good news and bad news. What do you want first?
Bad news.
It's broke.
Well,
We already knew that. It's broke bad.
Yeah. It could be worse, I think.
So we're going to have, I think your camshafts are good. From what I could tell, the cam gears are good. We're going to need a timing chain. And we're probably going to need some valves for the head. And I think we'll be good to go.
How did you thread this puppy in there?
Just don't force it. Just kind of,
Just keep wiggling.
yeah. I had to kind of like straighten that one up a little bit.
This is not a good angle.
Here, take this. It's easier if you don't have all this extra shit. So if we hear intake valves, we know the intake valves hit.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Intake valves hit.
Yep.
Where is it?
It's that lobe closest to you, it looks like.
I mean, it's supposed to hit. It's just doesn't feel right. Well, they both are sitting about the same. They're down. They're both down, so they're both bent. Okay. So there's a good chance your exhaust valves are fine, but I think your intake valves died. See how they sit? Let me get a pointer. You can kind of tell. They're going to sit in the casting about the same. Look at where the casting comes up to the block. So you see here, this is your valve tappet.
Okay.
That's what this drives down on. And you see how it comes almost level with this?
Yeah.
Look at this down here.
Oh, it's seated.
And they're both that way,
Yeah.
with nothing on them. So I think your camshafts are probably okay. I'll have to take them out and inspect them. But your engine's butt hurt.
Yeah.
So, we kind of know what's going on now.
Yep.
I think we're going to box this one up for now. And we'll get it loaded back in the trailer. And we'll come back to it to pull the engine. And we're thinking about repairing it for the time being.
Well, at least tear it down and see
How bad it is.
How bad it is on the inside. What all got tweaked. And check it out. And it's somewhat feasible. I'll at least order parts, fix it, get it running again. Mothball it on a shelf or something for the next project until we find a, I don't know, three-wheeler frame or something. You know, options are endless at that point. But this one needs the boost.
It needs the beast. I agree. Agreed. And bigger paddles, because I don't think those are going to cut it.
It's going to be way bigger than those. I'm thinking, those are 20s. I'm thinking it's going to need like 26s.
Yeah. That's what I had on my last one. 26s. It's a good ATV size. You can get them everywhere. In fact, my old 26s are up for sale. And I think the last time I saw them, the guy wanted 150 for them. So, yep. Badass. Always fun.
Yeah.
Nobody got hurt. That's all that really matters.
Yeah, exactly. We had fun and no injuries, so that's a win-win in my book. I'd take a hurt motor over a hurt person any day. That's for sure.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like Danny ate it hard.
I felt bad for him for a while. Man.
It was like, what? I'm sorry we didn't get it on video, because at least if you get it on video, you have something to show people. But
He's probably glad it wasn't on video.
Yeah. He stuffed the nose of his car within 30 minutes of being at the park.
Well, and the crazy thing is, I was following him, but I couldn't keep up. So then by the time I caught up to him and I looked over, like, you know, had his hat and goggles and shit rolling in sand, I'm like, oh! So I pulled up, I'm like, I'm not putting my helmet, doing this, and took my breather off, I'm doing my harness, I'm wedging out, getting out, I'm like, alright. He's like, dude, I'm okay. And I was like, oh, I know, but that is literally the fastest I can get out of this thing. And I was like, it's gonna take me 2 minutes to get out, no matter what.
I'm glad you have a fire extinguisher on the inside of it. You might want two. With the Busa, you might want 2 fire extinguishers.
I might have, yeah.
One that you just pull the pin on and start climbing.
Pull the pin and it'll just start spraying, and then I'll start climbing out.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, you sit way down in this thing, and you don't realize it until you're in it. You gotta get out in a hurry.
I think we could fit a Busa engine in there.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the plan.
It might be a little on the higher end, closer to overkill, but
You think?
But I mean, if you have it and don't need it, it's still there. But if I only had
Dude.
a 600 and I was ringing it off the rev limiter all the time, ain't gonna last like a 1400.
No, that's true. Plus, you've been watching videos with Busa engine powered things, and I think you got the itch.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just if I'm driving the Busa around, it's an animal. So yeah.
You're gonna be more sad about taking a motorcycle apart.
I could get another bike though. That'd be alright. I don't see many Busa powered trophy carts out there though. So.
No, that's true. You'll be one of one. Cool. Well, that's the plan.
And fuel injected then too. So
Boom.
that'd be another bonus.
We'll have to figure the exhaust out and make sure it doesn't interfere with any of the suspension, because I'm kind of scoping things out, and
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky.
it's gonna be. I
Worst
think
case
I'd like
scenario,
it to come out through here. Then
Worst
follow.
case scenario is we mock it up, make something that works until I can get a custom pipe made. Because I mean that's what it's gonna take probably. It's just somebody that makes some, take some aluminum together or something and make.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. Well.
Even that'd be sweet.
It was fun.
Yeah, we figured it out.
Well,
It's not complete trash. So
no, it's not. But I'm a little shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting there'd be no chain.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense though. Kind of. I mean it popped and then it lost everything and just died. It didn't lock up. Oh well. Fixable. So we
Jeez.
think until we crack the case and take a look at the insides. Then we'll
I really don't think it'll be that bad.
I'm just hoping there's not 2 holes on the top of this thing.
I mean, then we put a piston in it.
Right. So
Put
it's
a-
not the end of the world.
Put a Wisco piston in it, call it a day. It'll run exactly the same as it did. Or even a stock piston, but I'd rather put a Wisco in it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well,
Until next time.
till next time. This one will be back around. You guys are gonna see changes. I don't know when they're gonna happen, but they are in motion as we speak. So, yep.
This is true. I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
So after we get this loaded in your garage, you gotta start stripping the body off of it. That'd be the first thing.
Because it's beat. It's got every panel's broken except for the roof. So it's like, yeah, it needs good.
And then we need to start kind of stripping the back end of it off, get the suspension off the back, drop the rear axle off, and then we can yank that motor out. Huh?
Take off your favorite obstacle.
Oh my God, that thing hurts.
Well, you get working and then you're like, oh, boom.
Yeah.
So, or if you're working this way.
Nothing like resetting your hips every time you walk past this thing. Alrighty, well, till next time, thanks for watching the channel. If you like our stuff, trust me, we're gonna have a lot more projects. So I'm gonna
It's only
start.
getting better from here, so.
Yeah, I'm also working on another project of his because Alex likes projects. It's a old school air cool VW buggy, and we're doing a full restoration on one. So I got it painted and it's ready to start bolting back together, and we're gonna have to strip the motor down and rebuild it. So that's another project we got going on. And then we got a G8 that's gonna be supercharged. Yeah.
And the blow.
Dang it!
That's gonna be fun,
We need to hurry up. These projects aren't gonna do themselves.
That's true.
Alrighty.
They'll get there.
Till next time.
Peace out, guys.